Coming up, Arizona has a new governor, Katie Hobbs. Plus, Flagstaff is seeing its third La Nina winter. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Hannah Ware.
And I'm Michaela Richardson. Thanks for tuning in. Well, the midterm elections are over. In Arizona, the battleground state turned blue. In the tightly contested race for governor, Democrat Katie Hobbs came out on top with over 50% of the votes, defeating Kari Lake. Arizonans have not elected a Democratic governor since Janice Napolitano, who last served in 2009.
Over in the Senate, incumbent Democrat Mark Kelly beat Blake Masters by a 5-point margin, sitting at 51.4% of the vote. NAZ Today's Liam Combs joins us in the studio now and has more about the national election.
Thanks, Hannah. The anticipated red wave in this election was more of a red ripple. The Democrats regained power of the Senate, and the GOP is projected to take a majority in the House, although a small one at that. What's interesting about this election is that President Biden has had very low approval ratings, and because of this, the majority of the political community expect this election to be a referendum on his presidency and give power back to the minority. However, it didn't happen. Instead, many experts say this election exposed the division among Republicans between Trump-endorsed candidates and more moderate ones.
That division is limiting the Republicans. It's allowing the Democrats to have their message be heard. Their message around abortion politics was heard around the nation, and where abortion was on the ballot or whether good democratic practices were on the ballot, the Democrats did quite well.
Another reason for the Democratic Party defying the odds was voter turnout among Gen Z. According to Circle, an election research organization, young voters preferred Democratic candidates by a 28-point margin. Solop says the division in the Republican Party, coupled with their inability to garner a majority of the youth vote, is going to lead to changes.
That extreme message from the MAGA Republicans is not resonating in Arizona. But the more moderate Republicans, our message is still there as well. We're going to see a battle. It's going to play out in Arizona. It's going to play out nationally.
Back here in Coconino County, Becky Daggett has been declared as the winner in the race for mayor of Flagstaff, defeating incumbent Paul Deasy. County Elections Director Eslier Mosta says voter turnout was as expected.
We've tabulated so far 55,079 ballots. That's a little bit over 60% voter turnout on for this election.
Moving forward, he says his team is constantly working on refining the voting process in the county. Infrastructure improvements, such as more parking and accessibility, are some things that they are looking into ahead of the 2024 election to increase voter turnout.
And we use that as a learning opportunity, not just for issues that come up in our county, but like across the state and across the country to and look forward to implementing some of those best practices.
There are also a lot of ballot initiatives up for the voters in Arizona. One of the most interesting, Prop 211, which passed with over 70% of the vote. This measure now requires political campaigns to disclose the source of any contribution over $5,000, thereby bringing more transparency to our politics. Liam Combs, NAZ Today.
This month, NAU is celebrating Native American Heritage Month while engaging with the community. A new initiative called Access to Excellence allows students from Arizona's 22 federally recognized tribes free tuition beginning fall 2023. NAU continues to advance their efforts to becoming the nation's leading university serving Native American students.
The students were instrumental. They came to me quite a bit, and they're the leaders and advocates for this program. They planted the seeds. In our culture, it's called for the next 7 generations. So we look 7 generations forward, and the students here were a great part of that. And also the cabinet members led by President Cruz Rivera.
Some of the region's best Native artists came together recently for the 2nd annual Indigenous Cultural Connection Fair. NAZ Today's Andy Hornberg was there.
This is the 2nd Indigenous Cultural Connection Fair, which has been put together by Cultural Connection AZ and the Indigenous Peoples Advisory Council of Coconino County. Here, I've interacted with Indigenous artists including singers, painters, and jewelers. The fair has provided an important opportunity for these artists to share their work. Singer Sage Bond was eager to express her excitement to perform.
I mean, it was amazing. I'm so glad people came out today. The Yodis, they are doing like a hot set. So every time they play, it's so great. And then they asked me to come out like last minute. I'm so glad I got to be here.
It was a hot set indeed with local band the Yodis. Beyond the music, the artists got to share their work. Designer Marco Arvizo brought his handmade jewelry, and painter Janet Yazzie shared the inspirations for her striking paintings.
Just childhood memories and stuff that I like to do, and that's this behind me. I like to share it with people, and it kind of does like a little connection with others.
Cultural Connection AZ Director Audra Travelby says the group is a nonprofit dedicated to fostering greater interconnectivity and compassion between cultures within the Flagstaff community. Andy Hornberg, NAZ Today.
A Lake Havasu City couple, both teachers, have been fired for making sexually explicit content for the subscription platform called OnlyFans. The videos were apparently not shot on school grounds. Samantha Peer, an 8th grade science teacher, was terminated October 31st, while her husband Dylan Peer, a 4th grade teacher, was let go days later. An email was sent out on Monday to Thunderbolt Middle School informing parents of the situation after a video of explicit material was circulated. Coming up, TV personality Jay Leno has been hospitalized after suffering severe gasoline burns.
Well, northern Arizona, Flagstaff saw some snow a few days ago, and once again it has melted, as you can see behind me. However, we have clear skies in the forecast for the rest of the week, and this trend is continuing due to a La Nina winter. Now, Matt Keenitz is live in the studio with more on this La Nina. Matt?
Thanks, Tori. We are currently going into the 3rd consecutive La Nina winter here in Flagstaff, which could mean a lower than average amount of precipitation. To find out more about what to expect this winter, I spoke to KNAU staff meteorologist Lee Bourne. The upcoming winter season is likely to have less snowfall than average in Flagstaff. This is due to a weather pattern in the Pacific Ocean known as La Nina.
As far as the seasonal forecast for the upcoming 22-23 winter, we are in our 3rd consecutive La Nina winter, meaning cooler than average tropical Pacific Ocean waters, which typically translates to a drier than average winter.
Bourne says the forecasts are leaning toward this dry winter. However, it is still possible to have more snowfall than what is projected.
The official forecast out of NOAA is tilted towards drier than average. In fact, a 40 to 50% chance of a drier than average winter coming up, which still leaves us with a, 60% chance that it's at least average or possibly above.
Last winter, we had just over 50 inches of snow in Flagstaff. And the year before that, the first of the 3 La Nina winters brought 90 inches of snow. It is important to remember that long-range forecasts are typically not the most reliable. So we just have to wait and see. Matt Keenitz, NAZ Today.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
football. Heard about the scarecrow who won an award? He was outstanding in his field.
Welcome back. Yesterday morning, Illinois police discovered swastikas covered over the headstones of a Jewish cemetery. CNN's Kate Kerrigan has the story.
Tonight, activists say this adds to a troubling escalation of anti-Semitic incidents, making their mission more important than ever. Tonight, investigators are searching for the vandals responsible for an act of hate at a Waukegan cemetery, a crime the Anti-Defamation League says is part of a disturbing trend.
In the immediate aftermath of the continued escalation of anti-Semitic incidents, this one hits hard.
This morning, Waukegan police were called to Congregation Am Ehad Jewish Cemetery, where they found 16 large headstones with bright red swastikas spray painted on them. We've blurred those images. 23 additional headstones had been defaced with other graffiti.
What it really represents is this normalization of anti-Semitism. And that is what we find to be incredibly concerning.
The Anti-Defamation League reports a 430% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in Illinois from 2016 to 2021.
We have to remember that this is a fringe element of our society, and we far outnumber them. So we got to be smarter than them. We have to be just as aggressive as them, and we got to be louder than them. And that's how you fight back.
In a statement, Waukegan Mayor Ann B. Taylor said she's, quote, deeply disturbed and angered by the vandalism, and that hate does not have a home in Waukegan. If you have any information on who may be behind this, please contact police. In Waukegan, Kate Kogiern, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
In other news, former Tonight host Jay Leno suffered serious burns from what officials say was a garage mishap involving gasoline. Jay has a well-known love for his cars. He houses a huge car collection at his Burbank garage. In a statement with Jay, Leno wrote to the Associated Press, "I am okay. I just need a week or two to get back on my feet."
Tuesday's classes at the University of Virginia are canceled in the wake of Sunday night's shooting. Police say a former football player at the school killed 3 players and wounded 2 other students. Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. is in custody. CNN's Joe Johns has more from Charlottesville.
A shaken campus uniting in grief. The University of Virginia mourning 3 football players. 2 other students were injured after a shooting rocked the school.
The shootings occurred on a bus full of students returning from a field trip. 3 of the victims did not survive.
Gunshots rang out Sunday night. An intense manhunt in and around Charlottesville for the suspect followed.
Pardon me.
In the middle of a press conference, the news everyone on campus was hoping for.
Thank you, Captain. We just received information the suspect is in custody.
Police have identified the suspect as University of Virginia student Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. The 22-year-old was a freshman on the UVA football team in 2018, but did not play in any games. Police said Jones was arrested about 75 miles outside the Charlottesville campus. The university identified the victims as Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry, all current football players. Officials did not identify the 2 additional students injured in the incident. The UVA football team expressed its heartbreak in a tweet saying, quote, "There are no words to describe this tremendous loss to our UVA football family." Their coach calling them incredible young men with huge aspirations and extremely bright futures. A sentiment of sorrow echoed by the University of Virginia's president.
My heart is broken for the victims and their families and for all those who knew and loved them.
The suspect's father told CNN affiliate WTVR he is heartbroken and in disbelief.
I don't know what to say, except I'm sorry on his behalf, and I apologize.
Police said the suspect had come to the UVA Police Department's attention before. They said Jones had a prior incident involving a concealed weapon in 2021 outside the city of Charlottesville. UVA's Judicial Council took over the case, and the results are pending, according to police. During a press conference yesterday, UVA's police chief also said that in September, a non-student claimed Jones had made a comment about possessing a gun. But to the knowledge of the police, that person never actually saw the gun in question. The victims' families and the suspect's father shaken, now hoping for answers.
What happened? Why did it have to get this far? He could have called me.
Police have not yet revealed a motive for the shooting.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Tori Smith, here to bring you weather on this once again beautiful Tuesday evening. Now here's some Snowbowl news before we get into weather. Snowbowl is opening on November 17th, and that is in just 2 days. Our student forecaster Jacob Aries went out and got this picture a few days ago to give you guys kind of an idea on what to expect. Now looking at our temperature for today, 34 is what we're seeing right now, but that wind chill our winds are at northeast of 12 miles an hour, bringing that wind chill down to 28 degrees. Now that's absolutely chilly, and we can see that wind chill here in our current satellite. So that wind is pushing northeast. We're seeing it below Flagstaff, so more in the central area. And southern northern Arizona, if that makes any sense. So Flagstaff and below, not seeing too much happening in Page and Kingman as well. But taking a look right now, high today was 37 degrees, low tonight going to drop down to 15 degrees, going to be very, very chilly. A little bit below our average, so average being at 52 degrees and 23 degrees as your low. Now something to point out here, our sunrises finally hit after 7 a.m. So 7:01 a.m. was our sunrise for today. And I'd say it's safe to say that winter is finally here when that sunrise is past 7 a.m. It makes you feel a little less guilty about sleeping in. High temperatures across the state for today were pretty cold, 71 degrees down in Phoenix, 52 degrees in Sedona, 62 degrees is a high in Las Vegas, and 56 degrees is a high in Kingman. Now taking a look at these temperatures total, it's very, very chilly. We're seeing a cold front today that's going to continue tomorrow as well. But looking at tonight here in Flagstaff, it's going to be cold, 15 degrees, mostly clear, just a little bit of cloud coverage here in northern Arizona, and your sunrise at 5:21 p.m. But the big news is tomorrow, 38 degrees, and when I say frigid, it is going to be frigid out there. It is going to be very breezy, and that wind chill is going to be below 0 degrees. So if you're like me and you have bad circulation in your hands and your feet, you're going to want to bring extra socks and some gloves for tomorrow. Sunrise again, 7:02 a.m., so getting later and later. High temperatures and low temperatures across the state for tomorrow. Going to remain this cold front here. 38 degrees is a high in Flagstaff. 46 is a high in Page, 71 is a high in Phoenix. Phoenix holding at 71 degrees. 56 is a high in Kingman, and 49 degrees in Prescott. Now taking a look back here at Flagstaff, we're seeing a little roller coaster trend going on. So 38 degrees as your high on Wednesday, going to go to 43 degrees on Friday. It's going to bump down just a little bit, 40 degrees. And then bump right back up on Sunday to 45 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky for this upcoming week. That is all we have for weather, but definitely check out sports after the break. Stay with us.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay. You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in. Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Lindsay Ridgway, and I will be your sports reporter for tonight. High school football wrapped up in Flagstaff on Thursday with the city championship game between Flagstaff and Coconino High School. It was senior night at Cromer Stadium, and the Panthers took home the win once again for the 6th year in a row, with the score being 85-0. Keeping with high school, Flagstaff boys cross country brought home the Division II runner-up trophy this Saturday, while the girls won the D2 state championship, bringing home their 18th state title in school history. Mia Hall, senior at Flagstaff High School, brought home her 3rd cross-country championship of her career and announced she'll be running for North Carolina State next year. Switching to college cross country, on Friday, NAU won the men's Mountain Region team title in Albuquerque, New Mexico, earning them an automatic bid to the NCAA championship. The women placed 3rd and will also be heading to the championship next week in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Speaking of the NCAA championship, NAU women's soccer faced off against UCLA in the first round of NCAA playoffs on Friday. The Lumberjacks did fall to the Bruins 4-1, ending their historic season. Lastly tonight, this past Saturday, NAU football traveled to Greeley, Colorado to take on the University of Northern Colorado Bears. The Lumberjacks had the lead heading into the last minute or so of the game when the Bears scored a touchdown to tie it up, with then a 2-point conversion giving them the lead. A 53-yard field goal attempt fail from Colin Robbins secured the Bears' win. Despite that, though, sophomore running back Joyson Hall broke his career high of 100 yards on the ground. I went out to practice yesterday to talk to him about how this motivates him for this week's game and the rest of his career at NAU. Take a look.
I think it gives me a lot of confidence. I know that obviously couldn't do it without the O-line. The O-line played really well, opened up some good holes for me, and so I'm grateful for them, and moving forward, I hope to do the same thing with them.
The Lumberjacks will host the Weber State Wildcats this Saturday at 1 p.m. for their final regular game of the season, and it is also the inaugural Red Rock Rivalry Trophy game, as well as senior night. Well, that's all I have for you tonight for sports, but stick around after the break for your weather recap with Tori Smith.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Welcome back, you guys. Let's take one last look at weather. Now, when I say frigid, I mean frigid. It's going to be wind chills below 0 degrees tomorrow, so definitely bundle up for tomorrow. But for the rest of the week, we are expecting some clear skies and temperatures around the 40s. Now, with this week coming to an end, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. And with that being said, deviled eggs are what I am most looking forward to. Now, Lindsay, what are you looking forward to?
I unfortunately not going home this year, but my grandma actually did mail me her homemade coconut cream pie. Ooh. And if that's not love, I don't know what is. Michaela, what about you?
Well, on the same vein of desserts, I really enjoy the sweet potato casserole. I think that's so much fun to make and so much more fun to eat. Hannah, what about you?
My favorite is canned cranberry sauce. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Now that is all we have for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys can check us out on social media and our website at naztoday.com. You guys can join us next week for our Tuesday live show. Thank you.